and welcome to part 4 of the RoyalRows tutorial. Let's flick you back to the cross stitching screen. So as you can see, I've now finished that symbol within the tower. So this is the last stitch of that tower and it is needed underneath in the dungeon. Now as you can see, this colour is needed over here in this east tower. Now most of you may be thinking, well, surely you just carry on and use it in that east tower. But I don't. I park, if it is needed in the dungeon, I will park it in the dungeon. And then I'll start a new thread of that colour in the next tower. And then again, if it's needed in that dungeon, I will park it. Even though there's a thread to the side in another tower, you'll have multiple colours. It just makes, I find that with RoyalRows, having all of these parked threads here ready to pick up and thread and stitch away and continue to park down, yes, you'll have multiple colours of that same colour, on a row. You know, it could be every single tower you stitch, that colour's needed in the dungeon of every tower. I'll go ahead and park. It just, I find it speeds my stitching up by doing that. Yeah, I feel like I might waffle a little bit if I try and explain it too much. But anyway, that is the RoyalRows method. Yes, it's needed over here, but we're not going to park it there. We're going to park it in the dungeon because it is needed in the dungeon. Now, if it wasn't needed in the dungeon, then yes, I would look to that east tower and potentially park it there if it was needed. So we will mark the stitches off that we have done. So that's them. And then we'll park. You do it in the first available stitch, and when you park it, you just come up as if you're about to start stitching that stitch. And then, as I say, when you come to doing this next row, where all those park threads are, it is a case of thread the needle and away you go, carry on stitching. It's there ready. So next colour, let's have a look, bring the pattern keeper back up. So we've got, what have we got? We've got this colour here. Again, you're going to end up with multiples because you're going to stitch this tower and you're going to park it in its first available stitch in the dungeon, which is here. And again, yes, it's needed in the east tower, but we'll come to that tower when we stitch it and we'll start new threads. What's the next colour? And that colour. And that colour. Right, so I'm going to end this part and I'm going to stitch the next 1, 2, 3. I'm going to stitch the next 3 colours and then I'll be back with you, because my next 3 colours are basically stitching in the tower and then parking in the dungeon. You know what that is now, so I'm going to end this part and I'll be back for that stitch for the next part of the tutorial. See you soon.